afford to die. We don't have the money to take over the farm after he dies.
I'm here to support all the little family farms that are really going to struggle with this new inheritance tax thing.
Everyone's so upset about this new law they've brought out, and this tax is just ridiculous, if you ask me.
So it won't impact me, but it'll impact relatives and other people that I know. That's what I'm here to support.
It'll be the downfall of all farmers, and I don't know what we'd do.
Well, it won't affect my family as such because I'm the only one farming, but it affects my career prospects as the fact that there's not these smaller farms to go and actually learn the trade better.
I personally totally understand why those huge estates need to be taxed. It's a huge thing for them that they don't have to pay that, but they can afford it.
The big ones that, can afford it and are raking in millions, then yes, but farms like us, we haven't got money as it is.
I've seen families with little kids, and that'll really, really impact them because what's the point in continuing if their kids can't take over or have the option to take over something that they're incredibly passionate about?
The inheritance tax is the cut to APR, which is agricultural property relief. This will mean that from April 2026, a tax of 20% will apply to agricultural assets over 1 million. This family farm tax will affect many farmers and cause real harm to our rural community. Thousands of families across the UK and Ireland with farms have a lot more that are worth more on paper, but they're earning less than the minimum wage due to the cost of energy bills, fertiliser and feed bills, while the income is not matching this.
Hiya Grace, would you like to tell me a wee bit about your farm?
Okay, so I live on a mainly beef farm, and sometimes we have sheep, and we have thoroughbred race horses and have a family business as well. My mill started trying to get our own version before, and we've since progressed on to make gastric products and tendon products, and we're now into the pet food market with a product called Dog XL, and we're into the human market now with a product called Nacho. To be shown to people that farmers they're not sitting on piles of money, as I've been told from I was very small. It's land rich and money poor, and you're trying your best to be able to afford to feed for the animals and to be able to make an income. Like you're not rolling in money with being a beef farmer. Like,
Yeah.
I'm afraid about taking over already, never mind having new laws on top of it.
So Eva, tell me a wee bit about your farm.
So I live on a dairy and poultry farm. We currently have 250 milking cows and 4 broiler hen houses. We also have a small sheep enterprise, so plenty to keep us busy.
Yes, and how long has your farm been in your family?
My dad is currently a 3rd generation farmer, so over 100 years.
Yes, and you and your brother will be the next gen.
Yeah.
So how do you think this new law that will be brought in April 2026 will affect you and your family?
Well, with the new law, our family will be affected as my dad farms alongside his brother, so whenever the time comes, our farm will have to be split, obviously. And also while dealing with the loss and grieving a loved one, and reading wills and sorting everything out, there'll also be a serious amount of inheritance tax to be paid, also known as a death tax, which will be owed on the whole farm and not just the split of the farm. So this will naturally cause arguments between cousins, families, everything, because the tax will have to be split. Also, when growing up on the farm, my dad sacrificed a lot, not going to school shows, not coming to see us, a lot of things to put into farming to ensure the nation was fed and we had a really good future and a really good farm to come to. Now this will all be lost due to the death tax, as 90% of the farm will have to go to pay this tax.
Yes, and as you were saying that you and both your brother and your cousins will be the next generation of your farm, how do you feel now about the new laws that will be put in place for you in later years to come?
Well, it's always a constant worry, Sarah, for the future generation of farming, as when my children become old enough to take over this farm, goodness only knows what they will have to endure. And it's also the worry of how am I going to keep my livelihood going with paying such a massive death tax, also known as the inheritance tax, with also the increasing legislation and laws that are being put in each year. The stress the farmers under is immense.
Yeah, and then you went to Australia for a bit of the year. And what was your experience, and have you changed your views in farming here at home because of that?
Well, Australia is a beautiful country, but the farming in Australia really showed me how tight and good British farming standards are. As in Australia, there's no animal welfare for cows. They're constantly outside in paddocks with very little grass. There's no accreditations to work forward to, such as Red Tractor or LMC. So over there, the produce is going out as any standard. However, in Northern Ireland, we're pushed to our limits with prices being so low, the laws that are in place and how high you have to meet the standards. And now the government is introducing this massive death tax over our heads. If something doesn't change there will be no future of agriculture in Northern Ireland. So we all need to do our best to back British farming.
Then that national and UK food security and farming could be destroyed by this.